Good evening, guys. So two more people yet to join. So just kindly wait for a couple of minutes. Okay. So we'll start once they join. No, as these are very basic things. So if anybody miss, they can't understand further what we are discussing. That's the reason I'm just making it delay. Just give me 2 minutes. Let them join. Nani, you raised your hand. So may I know the reason, please? Okay, just give me 2 minutes. Let them come. So by 9:08, now it's 9:05. By 9:08, we'll start. Just 2 minutes. Till the time, see, till now what we discussed, I'll just remind you. So demonstration I have given like so regarding Android. What I can say, like Android definition I told, like Android is nothing but software stack for Android application development. So like if you learn Android application development, you would be able to make any kind of applications like different domains like mobile app, smart TV, smart watches, car infotainment. I forgot to add many healthcare domain also. Okay, healthcare domain. So here also you can implement many applications. Right. So maybe in the future electric bikes. So what is the main course here is, so we are going to be learn about this software stack. That is nothing but it's a framework. So this framework contains uh, total 5 core components. So those five core components we are going to be understand during our session. So first one activity, second one intent, third one service, broadcast receiver, and content provider are the 5 core components. So I have explained a bit by bit, but anyway, later these things will be coming to you. So it's not a big issue because just it's a demonstration. So along with that, I also conveyed you like we are going to be perform integrating web service, and uh, I'm using Wally library, third party library, and FCM is also one kind of library which contains Google Analytics, Crash Analytics, like this. Okay, so for all these, it will take 45 to 50 hours. That means 45 to 50 days to complete the course. So here we are learning with Kotlin programming language. So please make a note that here Android application development can be done with two two programming languages. One is Android with Java, Android with Kotlin. So we are working with Kotlin here. Okay, right. So yesterday I just started telling you the history. Like Android is introduced into the market in the year 2009. Half liter. So Android is introduced in the year 2009. Since from 2009, okay. So what are the different operating systems released into the market? That it was mentioned here, like Astro, Bender, Cupcake, Donut, all are alphabetical and sweet names. Eclair, 3 times, Froyo, Gingerbread, Honeycomb, Ice Cream Sandwich, Jelly Bean, next Kit Kat, Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo, Pie, QRS, latest 12L 13 also they have released into the market. So this is the latest API level, and this is the SDK version, so which we have learned. Okay. The next after that, what I explained, how to make Android setup. For making Android setup, I told you need minimum 8 GB RAM laptop or PC, which is recommended, mandatory recommended. So 4 GB RAM also work, but it will take a lot of time to execute Android application. So if I want to implement Android application, what I need is I need to download Android Studio IDE. That Android Studio IDE I can download it from uh, developer.android.com website. Okay, so in the developer.android.com website, this is an official website which was maintained by Google for the Android information. Why Google is maintaining Android information? Because Google is the vendor for the vendor means producer for the Android product, right? So that's what Google Play Store is there. So Android Studio you can download from this URL, which is platform independent and it is completely open source. Okay, so which will help you to uh, this Android Studio for free of cost. So many download options are there, like Windows, Mac, Linux, Chrome operating system. We need a Windows 64-bit, this one, okay, or this one, either one. It is a zip file. You need to extract it. Instead of that .exe file, directly you can double tap on it. Once it is installing, so it will ask you to install Android SDK as well as Android virtual device. So before Android Studio, make it download. Before making Android SDK and AVD installation, or before double tapping on the .exe file, so you need to make Java setup readily available. So why Java setup is because we are implementing Android application with the help of KOTLIN, that means .kt files, backend application, backend of our application. That backend file, if I want to execute, we need JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So without Java Virtual Machine, we cannot execute Android application development. Okay, that means the backend program we cannot execute without JVM, which is mandatory for us. Okay, so if I just install JVM, will it be work? Yes, it will work. So yesterday I have provided URL. So how can I download Java JDK 8 and JDK 7 from the Oracle website? Of course, Java introduced by Sun Microsystems, but now it was acquired by Oracle. So you can get all the Java software from the uh, Oracle website. So it is suggested to download JDK 1.8 and JRE 1.8. So this Java, after downloading 1.8 versions of JDK and JRE, you need to double tap, automatically it will install. So your Java, if you are using 64-bit Windows operating system, in the C drive program files it will go, or else if you have 32-bit Windows operating system, in the C drive there is one more folder called program files into 86. So if it is 32-bit, your Java will be installed into that. So after that, you need to go to my computer properties. You need to search for environment variables. In the environment variables, you need to add user variables as path, class path. So path is for JDK. So you need to give JDK bin folder your URL, and for JRE you have to give class path is the variable name, and this is the URL. So completely you need to take about it. Okay. So after that, today I plan to start Android uh, architecture. Let's begin the lecture on Android architecture. So it's so simple. Android architecture, why it is required? Okay. So why we need everything, we will understand. So today the first topic I'm starting, that is nothing but Android architecture. Okay. So first I will make you understand what is architecture, why I am reading architecture. So if I don't know about it, what will happen? Okay. What do you mean by architecture? Architecture is nothing but a plan without any implementation. Any implementation. For example, I want to construct a home, right? Or a building or an apartment. So there is an engineer, civil engineer, he will give me a plan, right? If you approach. So that is an architecture. So he will suggest you, you need to go in this way to achieve your target. So that is nothing but architecture. It's just a plan. So based on this plan only, they have implemented the product. So implementation in progress, that means you are implementing operating system, that is nothing but framework. Okay, some code they have written. So what is Android architecture? Okay, say I will show you a diagram for you, but before that let me know you the basic things about the diagram. Actually, Android architecture, it is a plan which contains total 5 layers. Okay, so it contains total 5 layers. In that, the first layer name we can call it as Linux kernel layer. Okay, so or else you can call it as hardware abstraction layer. Hardware abstraction layer. So both names are same. Second layer, that is called libraries layer. Okay, third layer, Android runtime. Android runtime. I'll write layer everywhere. Libraries layer. Next one, application framework layer. Okay. Next one, application layer. So these are the 5 layers which are used to implement your Android. That means to implement, which are used to implement Android Android operating system. Okay. So let me show you the architecture diagram. So in the internet, if you type Android architecture, you will get to know number of images. So this is the original Android architecture. Let me launch the diagram. Okay. So hope you are able to see just this diagram. Just try to observe. Many layers are there, and each layer it is provided with a different color. Just hold on a minute. Observe the architecture, whatever they have provided. So just confirm your side. So the mentioned 5 layers are available or not. If it is available, what are all the things available? Just read it for 2 minutes. You will get to know what it is. See that whatever the layers I have written there in the notes, that is from bottom to top, because so we need to understand this layer architecture from bottom to top. So at the bottom, it is telling the first layer, it is showing it as Linux kernel layer. I also told that it is nothing but hardware abstraction layer. Okay. See, once again, I am confirming you. So in interview, nobody will ask what are the things present in Linux kernel layer, libraries layer, like that. Okay. So just they may ask, there is a chance, can you explain me Android architecture, or what are the layers available, or what is the purpose of each layer, like this. But even I am also, even I have 13 years of experience into Android, even I am also not remember all the blocks. That means what are all the things available inside the Android architecture. Okay, and even see this diagram not providing all the information. Okay, just the samples they have given. Okay, so no doubt, so nobody will ask you, so what are the number of things presented inside the architecture. Okay, just some sample information they have given. We'll try to understand what purpose it is. Okay, see, Linux kernel layer, the other name, first point I am telling, the other name for this is hardware abstraction layer. So in the name itself it is there, it is going to be communicate with device hardware. Am I correct? Hardware abstraction, it is going to be communicate with device hardware. What is device hardware? For example, if you take Android mobile, Android operating system installed inside the Android mobile. Okay, but Android mobile contains camera, battery, okay, and volume button, power button, and Wi-Fi adapter, Bluetooth adapter, many things, right? So SIM card slot, IC chip, so many things will be there. So your operating system need to communicate with the device hardware. How can I make communication? That communication can be established with the help of drivers. Okay, but one best example I will tell you. See here, audio drivers are available. One best example, for example, I think you know system format. So some virus attacked into my PC. So what I did, I just formatted my system. After formatting my system, if I won't install audio drivers, my system cannot sense for any mic or speakers, because audio drivers are not available. So after installing audio drivers, then only my system can sense for the mic as well as speakers. Same like this, audio drivers are available inside the Linux kernel layer. Power management, I told battery, binder IPC services. So what kind of services? Network, power, battery, location, many things will be there. Okay, so location, notification, window, multiple activities, multiple packages, telephony, many things will be there. Okay, all these are all called services. Next, here what a application framework, it is containing services. All services related drivers are available in the binder IPC. So camera driver, display, that means screen is displaying display driver. To launch keypad, or if you connect any third party keypad driver, Wi-Fi driver, audio driver, so many things, all drivers are available. Okay, can I add a new driver to my Linux kernel layer? No, we can't, because you are just a developer. What is there, you need to use it. You are not allowed to write your own driver and add to Linux kernel layer. Okay, then who will do? Okay, so yesterday I told, so Google formed OHA, open source. What is that OHA? Open Handset Alliance group, right? So the vendors, mobile vendors, or Android device vendors who are registered with Android Google OHA, they are allowed to add drivers as per their own customization. Okay, so that is the one. So any person that he want to add a new driver, it is possible to add with the help of mobile vendor only. So Google or Android is allowing them to add it. Okay, next we have another option. As a developer, I have a requirement. Can I write my own driver and add it in Linux kernel? As a developer, you can't. So if you need any new driver to be installed, you need to check with vendors, mobile vendors or device vendors. Okay, they only have the access. Okay, that is one point. So is there any with any problem if the driver won't it stopped working? So how? First of all, this layer, whatever the layer they have designed, that is implemented with the help of Linux operating system. You know, Linux specification is virus free. Okay, even you have downloaded a fully malware into your mobile, even though you have downloaded full malware, so your drivers cannot be affected because it was protected by Linux operating system. So this complete layer design implementation can be taken by kernel scientist. Scientist name is kernel. That's what behalf of their support they have named it as Linux kernel layer. Okay, other than this nothing is important. So just it contains hardware drivers. We can't insert any hardware driver, so any hardware driver cannot be malfunctioned because it was loaded with Linux operating system. So this layer particularly implemented by kernel scientists, and it is used to interact with device hardware community, device hardware uh, uh, what things. Like for example, I want to my software application, uh, for example, my application need to launch camera. Actually camera is a hardware stuff, right, which contain lenses. So that lenses need to capture the replica of the image. So that replica of the image can be come with the lenses, but activating that lenses will be taken care by camera driver, like that. So when I click camera, for example, in your Android mobile, you have camera application separately. When you click on it, those lenses will be getting activated through the camera driver, like this. Okay, hope you understand. There is nothing more than that. There is no rocket science. The second layer what we have is libraries layer. What it contains, libraries layer? See, basically this layer they have given for the developer point of view. So in the developer point of view, why they have given is, see, Android is a framework, I told, right? So how I told? Because it is containing already 90% code predefined. So the 90% code predefined I am telling because it contains number of libraries available. For example, here Surface Manager, media framework, all related to MP3, MP4, okay, any kind of media that will be taken care by this. This is database, contacts application, messages application. Your application need any local database storage, everything will be taken care by SQLite library. WebKit, in your application, if you are using any Chrome, Mozilla, Opera, number of browsers or any internet things you want, WebKit will be taking care. OpenGL, yes, that is for user interface framework. Okay, SSL, networking library. libc, any third party libraries which need to communicate with device hardware drivers. Okay, so for that libc, like not only these, many libraries will be imported into that. And also Android operating system allowing you to download third party libraries. For example, I told integration of web services. For that I need to use Wally library. So I need to download Wally library and keep it inside the libraries folder. It is allowed. So what is libraries folder? It contains application development related libraries, or it will also allow developer to add any third party libraries to make your application development. That is libraries layer. Other than that, nothing. Nobody will ask what are the libraries present. Even I am also not. It is not restricted. Okay, that is second. Next we have third one. So what is this third one? The third one is Android runtime. So in this diagram there are many blocks, but in the runtime you have only two blocks. What is that? Is one is core library. Core library is nothing but whatever the JVM we are installing. Okay, what is the JVM we are installing? That JVM is nothing but this core library. Java, that is JVM, is nothing but this core libraries. And what is this second one? Dalvik virtual machine. For Java, I told there is JVM, Java virtual machine. This is responsible for executing and compiling Java related stuff. But how about Dalvik virtual machine? See, Android is nothing but not only writing Java code, but also you are implementing user interface, right? User interface need to be executed along with Android libraries code need to be executed. That will be taken care by Dalvik virtual machine. Java syntaxes, Java runtime compilation, everything will be taken care by core libraries. Whereas Dalvik virtual machine is responsible to generate output for the Android application. What is the output of Android application? .apk file. Am I correct? .apk file. That apk file generation will be taken care by Dalvik virtual machine. Only these two blocks are available inside the runtime layer. No other things will be there. So this layer completely invoked during runtime. Application runtime, at that time only it will be invoked, or else no. Okay, right. So other than this, there is no scope for that. Okay, so how it is generating APK, that I am going to be discussed tomorrow. Okay, while when I start writing front end, then you will get to understand how it is generating. Okay, so till the time it's like you need to understand DVM, Dalvik virtual machine is responsible to generate Android output, that is .apk file. Okay, so kindly make a note. Just a minute. Okay, next we have application framework. What is this application framework layer? Application framework layer, it contains all services. So first of all, I will make you understand what do you mean by a service. Okay, just remember, later we have a separate concept called service. Android third core component is called service. So all system defined services are available here. First of all, what is service? Okay, service is a task. Always it will execute in the background without disturbing or without making user task disturbance, because it will run for a long time in the background. Okay, for example, if I want to simplify, I want to perform a long running task. So if I perform a long running task in the front end, that means on the device screen, user you may feel the application stopped working. So instead of that, in the background I can perform everything, but the result, whenever I receive result, that result I am going to be do popping on the screen. So those are all available. For example, location manager, I want to get my current location. So basically, how you will get current location of your device? So there are two ways actually, either network provider or GPS provider. Those will have the data like in which location you are currently now, what is the latitude longitude. So our application will request okay, our application will request them to provide my current latitude longitude. So how my mobile device is communicating with GPS or network provider, that is unknowing thing, but in the background location manager is available, that will establishing communication between your mobile device with GPS provider or network provider. Okay, it's a background task. It won't be take much time, and even though it is communicating, it won't make your task disturbance. Okay, that is the advantage. Next, notification. For example, one more example I will tell you. See, I think you have all installed with Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, right? So now Dasara Diwali is coming. So you are getting many notifications like Amazon festive season came. Okay, so we are giving 70% off on electronics. That kind of notifications you are getting, right? So that kind of notifications, that code is already available in your mobile. Okay, in your application. But whenever they send dynamic data, just it is doing pop. It is popping out on your device. So it is continuously running in the background like this. So activity manager, package manager, telephony manager. So when you will expect a call, when you will expect SMS, that we don't know, right? So it will completely running in the background. So we have a service concept. At the time I am going to be discussed. What is application framework is? So application framework is nothing but, it is nothing but a services which are offered by Android operating system, which will execute always in the background. Which will always execute in the background. Okay, so please remember that. And the last layer what we have is applications layer. What is applications layer? Applications layer is nothing but whatever the home screen in your Android mobile you are seeing. For example, your home screen contains contacts application. So contacts application, in that already I have stored some contacts. Where you have stored your contacts are stored in the local database of SQLite. But basically, where SQLite database is available in the libraries. So if I click on contacts, applications layer is communicating libraries layer SQLite block. Okay, but before that, contacts application will go to application framework layer, content provider. So whenever I click on contacts, it will come to content provider. What is content provider is, it will check whether your mobile contains any databases or not. Particularly when I click on contacts, whether contacts database is available in the uh, uh, operating system or not, it will check. Okay, so after checking if it is available, it will come to SQLite. That means application layer is responsible to make your application uh, data available, readily available, by communicating with each other layer. For example, one more example, in the applications layer you will have camera icon, right? So that camera icon, whenever I clicked, okay, so first the camera icon will come to camera driver. That means applications layer will be communicating with Linux kernel layer. So the camera driver will be checking whether my camera device is working fine or not. If it is working fine, then it is going to be launch the camera. Okay, after that you will take a selfie. That selfie, this camera driver will giving back to your application. So this will make your uh, application execution. That means applications layer is responsible to make communication with all other layers and get your work done. That is the main intention of applications layer. Okay, other than that nothing is there. So any application you have installed in your mobile, that will go to applications layer. Okay, so these are services, these are libraries, these are execution block, these are drivers. So inside that many sub blocks are available, but those are not required to completely learn as well as to implement Android application development. Okay, so it's not a big deal actually. Okay, so any queries in this? Have you understand? It's so simple, nothing is there. Okay, and nobody will ask you so what is what, just it is for your information. Okay, what is your query? If you have any query, you can message me. Okay, right. So hope you understand. Right. Okay, actually, I thought of I will start Android front end, but before that, okay. So, but before that, have you guys downloaded and installed Android Studio? Is it readily available with you? If not, then make yourself yeah available tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be start introduction about Android front end. That means XML language introduction. In that I am going to be tell you what do you mean by a view, what do you mean by a view group. For that I need to open Android Studio. I need to explain about Android Studio IDE. In that I need to create a project. So that project contains different folders. So what are the folders and what is the use of each folder, everything I need to make you understand in detail. Okay, the time is not sufficient, even though like many people are not available. So tomorrow I am going to be starting. For today I am ending. So uh, I think Ven- Venkataswamy, you have already registered, right? Registered or not registered? Okay, the persons who are attended, they have not registered with DurgaSoft. Please make yourself registered. I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow the link will get changed. Okay, so kindly make yourself registered, and they will keep you updating, and they will share you the videos continuously, or else you may feel some delay or something, you can't get the videos, and you can't get the information latest link. This link will be keep changing every 4 days. Okay, so if you pay, that means if you get registered, then only they will share it with you, or else no. So DurgaSoft will give a call to you tomorrow. So kindly attend, make yourself register. Okay. Right. So any questions for today, you can ask me, or else we will end this session. We'll meet again tomorrow 9 p.m. with Android graphical user interface understand. Yes. Yeah, please. Yes, Venkateswamy, you can ask Madam. Yeah, it's continuously, it will get continue. Okay, so how many people will be paid, that we are going to be confirmed tomorrow. Okay, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, so by this Friday we will get to know. If not done also, don't worry, I'll make yourself comfortable. Okay, so don't worry about it. No doubt. So I never get failed till now, since I am working with DurgaSoft since from 5 years. Okay, no worry about it. Okay, so any other person have any queries? Yeah, Nani, please tell. Uh, Actually, the current trend is for freshers, the package is in between. Uh, if it is very like startup company, they are offering 3.5 lakhs. MNCs, they are starting with 4.5 lakhs. And some other companies like they are even giving 4.5 to 5.5 in between. Okay, so after that, for 2 to 2.5 years, you can expect a minimum package with 7 to 8 lakhs. Okay, for Android developer, the minimum package, like 2 years experienced person, having in between 7 to 8 lakhs. Okay, so shall we wind up this session? We'll meet tomorrow again. So make yourself registered. Okay, so attend yourself regularly. Okay, thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow.